Today we will start the defined costing type,
Okay.
which is our third basically. So here we basically maintained because in the last class we cover up the previous sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start with the defined costing type, and the purpose of this is basically
Hello? Hello? Hello?
how the data is saved and yeah, hello.
Yes, okay. I missed a bit there, but you're back. You're back. I can hear you okay now.
Yeah, so basically, which object to be costed, how the data is saved, and what types of costing they need to be used, like product costing using bill of material, or routing using costing or routing, or a unit cost without bill of material or routing. It is
Okay.
basically recommended to use the global design presented by the SAP.
Yeah.
So okay, and the standard cost estimates are based on the standard price. Okay, so we
Okay.
will do, and we will create overall costing variants. Okay, so we'll first go into that SPROIMG costing controlling. Yeah, just move it up, controlling.
Okay.
Then oh, what is happening very frequently today? Uh, Sorry,
No
because
worries.
what happened that system logging out very frequently. Since morning, I am facing this issue.
Okay.
The system is logging off after 5 or 6 minutes. SPRO reference IMG. Just a minute, I will share the screen again. So quickly we go to that controlling. In the controlling, we need to go to the product cost controlling from the material cost estimates, product cost controlling, and product cost planning, and mm, then we need to go to material cost estimate with the quantity structure, and from the quantity structure we define costing variant. So basically, what happens that the costing variance is you can say is uh, uh, a combination of different things. So few of the configurations. Okay,
Okay.
so we basically define two types of variant valuations. Here we also define the valuations, like we have the legal valuation, group valuation, and profit center.
Okay.
Okay, so three types of valuation we used. So I will define and costing. Uh, just a minute. I miss basic product cost planning. Just a minute. Basic setting material cost estimate with the quantity structure without quantity structure. With quantity structure, yes, this is the right. Then I need to go to the costing variant components, because the costing variants have the different components. As I told you that these are the different components which we need to create, and
Yeah.
after that we will create the costing variant with the
Okay.
with the help of these all components.
Okay.
Okay, so here we define the first cost define and costing type. So if
Okay.
I click here on the define costing type, we have different costing types like 0, 1, 10, standard cost estimate, material. Okay, so if we see the standard cost, uh, double click, it has the what is the price, what is the valuation view.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Actually, it's just very quickly. What's the difference between, because I always think in terms of standard price. When you say legal valuation, what does that mean? Do do I have to use that? I don't understand what the difference.
for the stock valuation purpose.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and if you see, um, so where we also have the dates, like whether the cost estimate should be saved with the date. without date or with the start of the period.
Okay.
Okay. For because what happened then, for the standard cost estimates we must update automatic costing with with the start of the period indicator. Okay.
Okay.
What this ensure, basically it ensure that the result of the standard cost estimate can be used as a standard price for that particular period. Okay. So if you see the parameters here, we say with the start of the period, with the start of the period. Okay. So that what happened that cost estimates can be used as a standard price for that specific period, which will fall in which we required or needs to create it.
Okay.
Okay. And we also have estimates of quantity. If we go to the miscellaneous, we have the calculation base and we have the partner cost component. So basically what happened that in the calculation base is we define the overhead, how define what the base overhead is calculated.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically we enter the cost component view, cost of goods manufacture, sales and sales administration. So if you double click on this calculation base, you will find we have the different calculation bases. Okay. Sales administration cost, what is the basis of this? So cost of goods manufactured, sales and administration cost, or inventory valuation. So we can put different define different valuation basis for the
Okay.
calculation.
Okay.
Okay. So basically what happened that we are calculating overhead not on the basis of a cost component view, but on the other basis. Therefore nothing is required to be configured here.
Okay.
Okay. And since we are using the material ledger, we will also require costing type for the group and profit center valuation. So three types of valuation. First is legal valuation,
Okay.
second is a group valuation, third is a profit center valuation. So we can use 01 for a legal valuation, then we can use one costing type for a group valuation, and another third costing type for a profit center valuation.
Okay.
Okay. So 01, and if we come out K1, if you see the K1 and P1.
Yeah.
So if you see K1,
Okay. Just go
it's
back.
a
Let me just see what the choice was.
so
K1.
K1, P1 is standard cost estimate. So basically what happened here, what we need to do, like in our organization, I need to create a three valuation type. Okay. Costing
Okay.
type basically for three valuation. So what normally they tends to do, they copy the standard, like I copy the 01
Yeah.
and maintained my legal valuation L1. Okay. Then G1 group valuation, and I can create the third one for a profit P1 profit center valuation,
Okay.
and change the entries like till date to the date periods, or whether the it's a costing variant for a you can say cost of one goods manufacture, or sales and distribution only in the miscellaneous tab. So we can do define the different settings. Like here, we if you see here, 01 is a legal valuation.
Yeah.
Okay. The parameter is with the start of the period, with the period. Costing estimate with the start, additive cost with the start of the period. In the miscellaneous, you can change the calculation base, whether there's a cost of goods manufacture, or it's our, you can see is a costing sheet. Okay. So if you like, we can create three by copy. Like what I do, I will create copy this one P1 and create L1 for our legal valuation.
Okay.
L1. So L1. Okay, standard cost estimates. And if we did not require to, it's a standard price, standard price update, legal valuation,
Yeah.
start of the period,
Yeah.
and cost of goods manufacture.
Yeah.
Okay, I put it here. Cannot copy the costing types for the standard cost estimates.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, not update, standard price, tax based price, commercial price. Okay, why? Okay, so we need to create it rather than copy it. we can go and create the new entry.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute. Just checking one thing. Commercial ad hoc standard D1. I'm just checking. No update. Okay. So U1 standard cost estimate for the plant simulation standard for material. Okay, let's go for a new entry. So I put a L1 standard. I put a no update. I will standard price. So it's a maximum one costing type for the okay, okay. So basically, what happened that in a system we can, because we are using our one system. So in our system we can
Yeah.
only have only one standard price variant.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
that's why system not allow me to create. So that's why we will use the 01, which is already there
Yep.
for a
Okay.
legal valuation. Let's see what is in the group valuation settings for the group valuation.
Okay.
Okay, if we go for a group valuation settings, K1, so it's already defined the valuation view is a group valuation.
Yep.
Price is a standard price. In the
Yep.
parameters, we remain with the start of the period, because we always keep with the start of the period.
Okay. What are the
Okay,
options? I don't want to change it. I just want
there are
the
the
concept.
three types of option we have
Yep.
with the start of the period. No period, and third one is uh, without period,
Okay.
without
Okay.
date, without date, with date, or with the start of the period.
Okay.
Okay, so we know the reason why we use this with the start of the period, so that so that the cost estimate can be used as my standard cost for a specific period for which we need to define these or need to calculate these.
Okay.
Okay, so the now legal valuation in the second tab remain the same. In For the legal valuation, if we see, we have costing base is a cost of goods manufactured, but here partner version is updated. In our
Okay.
legal valuation, we have this field as a blank.
Okay.
Okay, so if we see the partner version, so partner version basically define the link between the company code, plant, and the profit center.
Yep.
Partner, so we can, if I like, I can select the business area also. So basically is the combination of three: company code, plant, and the profit center.
Yep.
Okay, so come back and see our last one, which is our, we see the K1 P1. In the
Yep.
P1, if we go there, it must be a profit center valuation. Okay, so standard price, start of the period,
Yep.
and then here same cost of manufacture, but partner function become the company code, plant, and profit center, the
Yep.
combination. So they basically, what happened, the legal valuation is happening without a partner function,
Yep.
partner cost component split. But here we can split the cost based on the company code, plant, and the profit center combination.
Okay.
Okay, so we did not define anything here. We just see what are the different valuation type, costing types we can use for our three types of evaluation.
Yep.
Okay, then the second thing comes out here is a define valuation variant. Define valuation variant. So
Okay.
basically, what is the valuation variant? What is the purpose? Why we are creating the valuation variant? Uh, we determine which value from the material master based on BOM is used for the costing, which activity price from the routing data is used. Okay, and it is also recommended by the SAP to use the standard values. Okay,
Okay.
so we will create our valuation variant with the key, a custom key here.
Yep.
Okay, so we will go for a new entry, and let's create a new entry I will create is a Z. I will create Z09.
Yeah.
Uh, so I will put it here. Plant valuation for material. Here, basically, what happened if we see, if we here we define the basically the sequence in which the system search the price.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the different components of our product like material, activity or routing, subcontracting, external processing, and overhead and other miscellaneous. You can see if I total these sum, it will give me a cost of my product.
Okay.
Okay, so what we are doing here, we are defining the sequence in which system need to search the particular cost.
Okay.
Okay, so here we can define the system search the price for from the accounting view or a costing view of the material master. Okay,
Okay.
so system go into material master and see, okay, which is the most updated or most reasonable logic to search a price.
Okay.
Okay, so we are defining the following. Hello.
Are we going to choose one then? Hello? Hello? Ashish?
We define the following. Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I missed that. I missed that. Can you
Yeah.
just
So basically, here in the sequence, when we define the sequence, we define first is a plant price. So
okay,
which is we manually maintain in the costing view of material master.
okay,
Okay. The system will search the price of the raw material or the packing material first, access the plant price. Okay.
okay,
So in the case the plant price is not maintained, then the system look for the valuation price price according to the price control. Okay.
okay,
So what system will look price control in the material master. Then in case the of in the or in the case you can say in the raw material or packing material, the price control we basically we maintain the moving average price. So it look for the moving average price and no moving average price is maintained. Then look for the other type other prices. Okay. So here we
okay,
define that sequence.
okay,
Okay. So first price I will give as a plant price. Okay, where is my plant price? Okay, first, then I will give a valuation according to the price control in material master. Okay, so if it is not, then system go for a standard price, and at the end moving average price. Okay, okay.
Wait,
Now
wait,
we move.
wait. Okay, just wait. Sorry, just go back.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, sorry. Ashish, I'm just making some notes because I think
Yeah,
you're
no.
answering a question here that I have for our where I currently work because it's this sequence which I've always wanted to know what the sequence is
Okay, okay.
in our business, and nobody's given me an answer. And although I don't have access to OKK4, I can at least say to somebody, "Can you look in
Mhm.
OKK4 and tell me what sequence we pull our
Yes.
price on?" Okay, good stuff.
Okay, so and there is no way because what happened? These are the recordings, and so you can ask later on the recording.
Okay,
Okay, so
and just very quickly, the valuation.
yeah, so we also include here additive values, so that any additional value also included in.
Okay, and we just let me get this correct in my mind. In where I work, we have a in the purchasing data, we have a material price which we call the purchase information record. Is that the same as the price control in the master data?
Price control, purchase price information.
Purchase price.
Uh,
I think that's the same thing. Okay. Okay.
yes, it is very similar to that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's carry on. Sorry.
So now we go to
I'm
the
just I'm just really pleased because I think you've answered a quite important question there. But let's go on. Okay.
yeah, it's good. So now the next process is to activity price.
Yeah.
So basically here we define the sequence in which the system search for the price in an activity type, uh, type planning in the cost center accounting costing.
Okay.
Okay, or costing to the valuation of you can say utilize activity type. So
Okay.
we can have here also the sequence. You can see here we also have the price, plan price for the period, plan price for the average. Okay, the basically, so what happened that we also specify which plan or actual version is to be used by the system here. The plan actual version is maintained in the controlling area, because we when we maintain the controlling area, we maintain the different version, plan and actual 0 version. Then and after that we also maintain some other versions in the controlling area settings.
Okay.
Okay, so in case we have the different activity price for the group, and and one more thing is to be noted that we can have a different activity price for the group and the profit center view.
Okay.
Okay, because we have three types of views: legal, group, and the profit center views. So we need to create further two valuation variants and assign to the CO versions. Like we can create a D and C. If you look into that your controlling area settings, you will
Yep.
find they create a different you can say versions,
Yep.
and beside the 0, because 0 is a mandatory version, which is a plan actual. Beside the plan and actual, we maintain a different version. So you will find these two versions are there. One is for the price for the activity type for a group, and one is for a profit center view. So group
Okay.
view and the profit center view. So
Okay.
here we define the price. So we use the prime where is the plan price average, moving average for the fiscal year.
Okay.
Okay, so the we cover a plant price average as an average for a remaining period of the fiscal year,
Okay.
or not a remaining, all fiscal year. Sorry, all fiscal year. Okay, because remaining did not make any sense.
Okay.
Okay, now third, subcontracting. Okay, in the subcontracting, here we define the sequence in which the system search for the price in the purchasing of info record. Price
Okay.
in the purchasing info records. Basically, like here we use the purchasing sorry, quotation arrangements. If we are using current quotation arrangements, so we can create a mixed price for material that are manufactured with the external vendors with the part provided by the customer. Okay, so what we maintain here, we maintain the quotation price, net quotation price. In a lump sum, we maintain here the net quotation price.
Okay.
Okay, so now external processing. um, Basically here we say here we define the sequence, uh, I can say, in which the system search the price of purchase information or a routing operations
Okay.
for a valuation of external activities basically.
Okay.
Okay, so what happened that in our configuration we have defined that the system will search for the price for a price from operations.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have, if you see the options, we have the many options here, but the prime option is the price from operations. What is a price from operations? And second sequence we maintain here, net quotation price.
Okay.
Okay, then the overhead. Okay, so basically overhead tab, we always maintain that it should be calculated from our sheet,
Yeah.
costing sheet.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last one is a miscellaneous, you can say, assign the factors for relevancy of costing. Okay,
Okay.
so uh, here if you see, click on the price factors, double click. So basically what happened that it is an indicator of relevancy to the costing. Okay,
Okay.
what it control the extent to which the bill of material item operations or the sub operations in a routing is including in the costing. Okay,
Okay.
it is basically used for the standard cost estimate and the calculation of the plant cost and actual cost of a work order.
Okay.
This basically, this indicator determine whether the item is included in the costing. Okay, so you can, if I give the example, a bill of material item or operations for which the indicator is of relevancy, this indicator of relevancy is relevancy to costing is X, that means it is fully relevant to the costing. Okay.
Okay.
Or we can or if you see here costing variant, uh, valuation of the mark item. So we have a different types of relevancy indicators which we can use. MRP valuations. So that if I put a here plus, that means and costing relevancy. Sorry. So
Okay.
here you can see that not relevant for costing, packing operations or packaging operations relevant to costing. So if I put a X here, that means it is relevant to costing.
Okay.
Okay. So we define the sequence. First sequence, that means not relevant for costing, packaging operations, and packaging operation and packaging material.
Okay.
And we define the fixed percentage factors in which the system need to pick up.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it from the additions. The most important thing is basically maintain these four costs, or five. One, two, three, four, five. Okay.
Okay.
So
So just click on. Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Oh, can you go in again?
yeah, sure. So in the valuation, so
Just click on overhead again. Just so.
no. We I think move into the. Oh, just a minute. Save the data first. No. Oh shit. Sorry. Sorry. I need to save it because we were creating.
Yeah.
So we lost. Okay, just a minute. I'll quickly go and create it. Okay, Z09 we were creating, and we are creating web plant valuation material one. For here, we first define our pricing.
Yeah.
We define the plant price. Then is the sequence is a valuation price according to price control in the material master.
Yeah.
Then we define the standard price, and then we define here moving average. Where's the
Yeah.
moving average price?
Yeah.
In the activity type, we define only one price for all fiscal year,
Yeah.
price for as an average for the all fiscal year period.
Yeah.
Subcontracting, we define the two price, effective price, gross. One we define the net quotation price.
Yeah.
Okay, net quotation price. External processing. In external processing, we defined price from the operation first, and then net quotation price. And here in overhead, we define our costing sheet.
Okay.
Where is our costing sheet? Yeah, say 9. Okay, yeah, you are saying something.
Yes, I just wanted to see overheads finished assembly. Perfect. That helps me a lot with my discussion at work because we've set up a costing sheet and
Mm-hmm.
it's not always clear how the costing rolls up into the material costing. Okay, fine. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
can you just click on miscellaneous, please? Just so.
yeah, sure.
And it was price
The
factors that.
price factor.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, just a minute. So I will go back and we will save it.
Okay. Great stuff.
Okay, so that is done. So now we will go and we maintain our plant valuation. Now we will define the date control. So this is also one of the important thing, date control. So what is the date control? Basically, date control the dates on which the quantity structure and the value structure are created.
Okay.
Okay, the date basically the date determine the few parameters. First can be the for product costing, like material cost estimate with the quantity structure, or
Yeah.
a sales order costing, the validity period for the cost estimates, okay, that determine the date control settings, the date on which the quantity structure is determined, okay, and we can say the date on which the quantity structure is evaluated. Okay,
Okay.
so three things it's controlled by the date and date controls. Okay, date controls also basically determine which dates are proposed or displayed when the cost estimates is created,
Yeah.
and whether the dates can be changed by the user or not.
Okay.
Okay, so when I'm creating a when I'm creating any cost estimate, so date through the date control it can be determined the when I can create the cost estimates, or whether I can change the dates or not.
Okay.
uh, Basically in if we see the standard systems, they contain predefined date controls IDs, like we have PC1, PC2, these are the predefined. Okay, so we can use them without making any changes, or if we like we can copy and make our own date control. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.